So when you think of Airbnb, what do you think of? My mind goes to vacations, right? Well, Airbnb is doing so much more, especially as we're dealing with a pandemic and others may find themselves in other crises. Let's go ahead, welcome in Kristen to our show today from Airbnb to discuss this new program. Kristen, how are you today?
I'm very well, thank you. Thanks for having me.
So I'm not going to lie, when I think Airbnb, I do think about, oh, where can we go next? I think of vacation, but there's so much more to the company. Explain what you're doing now to help people who are involved, unfortunately, with the crisis.
Yes, well, today we're really excited. We're launching a new nonprofit, Airbnb.org, which is focused on emergency response and connecting people in need of temporary housing with our platform and our hosts who are generously willing to offer their homes for free.
And I'm curious, since I did bring up the pandemic and so many people affected, let's use that as an example. How are you able to help those affected, and why was it now important to launch this new program?
Sure. So the program really is quite simple. We work directly with local governments to understand the needs on the ground, and then we reach out to hosts to see if they're willing to offer their homes for free or at a discount. And then we partner with local nonprofits. And in the instance of COVID-19, we're working with a great organization here in the US called CORE. And we're working with them to house their relief workers who are setting up testing facilities all around the country to help combat the spread of COVID-19 in various communities across the country.
You know, I know you are just starting this program, but I would be really excited to hear what the other side of that phone is when you do contact someone who owns an Airbnb and say, hey, do you want to help? Because I'm assuming most times you do get a heartwarming feeling and people are excited to be involved. Is that the case?
It sure is. The most common theme that we hear from our hosts when their communities are in crisis is that they feel compelled to help. And the idea for Airbnb.org, it actually started with one of our hosts in New York City who, during Hurricane Sandy back in 2012, saw the needs of her community due to the flooding and wanted to offer her home for free. So it really is an idea and a new initiative that was founded by our hosts.
You know, we were taking a look there. It looked like some devastating flooding and talking about natural disasters. I mean, that's kind of where my mind even goes over COVID, talking about people who are actually displaced from their home. I'm assuming you're going to help there as well.
Absolutely. So the program was really inspired first with Hurricane Sandy, and we've responded to a number of natural disasters since then. So everything from hurricanes and wildfires to frontline workers responding to COVID-19. We also do a bunch of work with helping to house refugees and asylum seekers all over the world through our incredible nonprofit partners.
You know, I had the focus already on the people who own the homes or apartments for Airbnb and list through you, but I'm assuming this has to be a lot of different organizations, a lot of people working together to make this happen. What information can we get out to those people who want to get involved?
That's right. So I would say that the urgency really for Airbnb.org and this program has never been more apparent. As you mentioned, with hurricanes and wildfires, as well as COVID-19, we're just hearing that the need for alternative housing and accommodations has never been more apparent. So if folks are interested and they want to join us or open their home, you don't have to be a regular Airbnb host to get involved, and you can visit us at airbnb.org for more information.
Okay, I just want to reiterate that again because that's a really key point. You do not have to already be a host for Airbnb to get involved, right?
That is correct.
Huh. That's awesome. I'm so glad you're doing that because people do want to give back and sometimes don't know how. So I think it's great you're doing this. Kristen, it was wonderful talking with you today.
You as well. Thank you so much for having me.
Take care and stay well.
You too.